was pretty dramatic. Hey everybody, welcome to Lunch Therapy. Lunch Therapy is your program to make you happy, and me as well, and anybody who happens to be here. In fact, we have some guests here today. If I can turn my music down so you can hear me, I've got Howard Aronin and Gini Sikes hanging out with Boney in the green room, so this is very exciting. I'm in my spaceship here, killing coronavirus as we move through toward the future. Today's going to be a really kind of a futuristic show. This background, in fact, is made by a guy named Mike Winkleman, who we're going to talk about here. This is going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be a pretty involved show, and so I'm glad you're all here. It's very intricate, this whole process. Hopefully you had a great 4th of July weekend. You got a lot of relaxation. Hopefully your animals survived, because I don't know. Los Angeles, it is like a huge explosion of illegal fireworks here. I'm not even ready for it. Like, it is just every year, it is like a war zone. And the animals are running around freaking out. They think it's the end of the world. Luckily, it's over now. Thank God. Thank God. Because the animals were going to, I don't know what they were going to do. Maybe move to Canada. Probably a good idea. So I've got Howard Aronin here, Gini Sikes. We are going to do a quiz today, a movie poster quiz. So I'm glad Chuck Goldsmith is here, because he is a movie aficionado. Already he's quoting movies. May the force be with you. I don't know what movie that's from, but it's from, I don't know, some 70s movie or something like that. Hey, IT guy, why is my YouTube blurry? I don't know. We're going to have to get Ivan to come back on to answer that one. All right, let's get into the show, because I got a lot to show you. I'm going to get myself a modem. 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 Oh my God. Jack has a huge fire behind his house. Hopefully somebody's putting it out. Of course, we remember from the show, if any of you watched episode number 61, where I told the story about when I was in India and there was a giant bonfire in a park, just huge conflagration going on in a park. And I'm like, oh my God. And then this old man walked by and I said, who's watching the fire? And the old man looked at the fire and he looked at me and he said, you are. So there you go. So there's your little bit of philosophy there. And hopefully Jack is watching that fire. Gini, he's okay. He's not okay. His YouTube is blurry. Maybe some breathing will help you with your ocular problems. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. What's going on behind me? I don't know. What if anybody can explain this? What's going on behind me? I have no idea what it is. There are people in some kind of jet foils, some kind of water jets chasing boats. I think it looks dangerous, but maybe Gini could tell me, because he loves to do crazy acrobatics on his wind surfing board or his paddle board. Look at this. Look at the guy come out of the water. In through the nose, out through the toes. As he goes up. And let it out. Sorry, it was from the 4th. We got all worried. Maybe this water walker, maybe they could put out fires. Maybe that's what they could do with these things. I'm sure they have some kind of use other than what they're doing now, but this is just in a developmental phase. I wonder if you could do it on land. Who knows? We'll have to Google that. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. That guy did a flip. That was nuts. Let it go. All right, let's get on with the show, because we've got a contest. We've got guests. We've got a Beeple. So let's get into it. So yeah, like, what's a Beeple? The question is, what is it? The question has been raised. What is a Beeple? And if you look behind me, you'll see that I'm in some creepy woods, very scary woods. These are a creation of the man himself, Beeple. And who's Beeple? Beeple is this fella. And interestingly enough, he is from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Did I pronounce that right, Gini?
Oh.
I don't know. Gini, is that right?
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac? So good. Neil fixed his blurry YouTube. There's no fix for that, except maybe the breathing. Yeah, maybe the breathing. Anyway, Mike Winkleman. If you're looking over to my left here, right, I don't know what it is. This is Mike Winkleman. He's from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. He is a very mild-mannered, self-deprecating human being, as many people are from Wisconsin, at least the ones that I know.
Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
Not Jeffrey Dahmer. Well, he probably was pretty mild-mannered as well when he wasn't out killing. Is that near Sheboygan? I don't know. Jenny, is it near Sheboygan? I don't know. Is that relevant?
Well, he has it spelled wrong.
Really?
But Sheboygan, I think, is known for a toilet factory.
Excellent. I get all my toilets from Sheboygan. I gotta go Sheboygan pretty soon here. I gotta take a Sheboygan break. Okay. Fond du Lac. It's a place where they do a lot of fondue because it's cold there in Wisconsin, and you gotta have big pots of hot cheese around a lot. So in between his cheese consuming, Mike Winklebaum got very excited and decided that he would draw something every day, just one drawing a day. He'd just work on a drawing every day. He heard that some guy did that, or some woman, I think it's a guy, did that, and he said, you know what, I think that'd be good for my drawing. I'm going to do that too. And so he started doing that. Started just doing one drawing a day, every day, always, every single day, never failed. Chuck's got a lot of interesting info about Fond du Lac and the toilet making city that I've forgotten the name of already. But let's see.
Sheboygan.
Okay, so Michael, what is it called? Sheboygan?
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan. Okay, Sheboygan. We got to go take a field trip there, I think, on the show. Okay, so Mike Winklebaum, he started drawing, right? So he drew every day for a year. A year! Oh my God, he drew every single day, no matter what was happening. He did a drawing, and these are some of his drawings that you can see on beeplecrap.com. Seems like a, kind of a benign thing to do, but a good way to get better at drawing, and you can see him progress. And he put these out there for anybody to look at, download, whatever, beeple-crap.com. Drew pictures of his wife, pictures of Hillary Clinton, just whomever. Some of them are political, some of them are not. Some of them are cartoon characters. And then, you know what? He was so happy with it, he decided I'd do it for another year. But this time he started working with something called Cinema 4D, which is like this very complex 3D program. He didn't know how to use it very well. He said, you know what, if I do this every single day, I'll become, pretty good at it. And so he's been doing it every single day. Did he have a job? Yes. He is a disembodied voice just asked me, did he have a job? Did he have a job? Yes, he had a job. He's a graphic designer. So this was really so that he could build his skills as a graphic designer. That was the only purpose. In fact, I'll show you. First time I saw him was on LinkedIn. There was like a little profile about him. He said, yeah, I started doing this every day. Some people, might think that it was a little bit of an obsession because he actually did it. He did a drawing when when his wife was having her baby. Before he went to the hospital, he cranked out a little three-dimensional little wireframe guy. So every single day. And both his kids were born, when he was married, all that stuff, he always did some kind of a Cinema 4D drawing. And this went on for 5,000 days straight. And you can see all of them here. 5,180 consecutive days. And that is quite a feat. And he put them all out there for free. Anybody can get them. Anybody can download them. You can even, I think, I don't know what you can do with them, but they're like, he put out all these Creative Commons things. It's just super cool. And he had like a couple of, I saw this thing about him where they were talking about like, why did you do this? And here's why. He said, get better at doing crap, can quickly sketch ideas, gives you a huge pool of work to draw from, weed out shitty ideas. Well, this is an interesting concept. You do things, because a lot of times people do things and they're like, my stuff is not good enough. I can't put it out there. What am I going to do? I got to wait until I get something good. Well, his idea is you weed out the crappy ideas and just, go with which is kind of, I think that's kind of a good way to look at it. Get momentum for bigger projects. And it's the most productive part of a project is the beginning. And then there's a little asterisk that says, just a bullshit theory that I made up. I don't know. I don't know whether it's true or not, but I think it's the doing, So one might think like, did people dissuade him? Was his wife saying, hey, we got to go to the hospital. What the hell's wrong with you? You can't be making a little wireframe guy. He said that he was encouraged by everybody around him to continue doing this. And 5,180, how many years is that? It's 13 years. 13 years.
Oh my
yes.
God.
13 years.
I read
Overnight
12.
success. So during that time, he got a little bit of recognition, and he did, design things for other companies for money. But to do that for 13 years straight, every single day, takes a very particular kind of person, I think. And this is another one of his creations. We're going to look at some of his creations, but we're going to move on because we got to get on with the show. We got a contest. We're going to go back, and we're going to talk about what happened to Beeple this last year before. Because it's pretty startling. So let's get in. Is he alive? Yes, he's alive. He's alive, having some fondue and fondue lac, and we're gonna tell you more about it. Let's get in. So I want to bring on Gini, and I want to bring on Howard, and here we go. Is he still alive? I guess that, that could be it. What happened to him? He died. That could be the end of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to die. That's going to be the end of the story for all of us, right? Hey, Jenny,
he drew himself into a hole.
He what? Drove himself into a hole.
He drew himself.
He drew a big hole and just jumped in there. How's everybody doing here on the incredible Lunch Therapy Tuesday
Happy
afternoon?
To be here.
My dad is from Madison, Wisconsin, so we're
What?
Wisconsinites as well.
That's why I picked all you guys to be on the show, because I knew
Howard,
y'all...
did you know I'm from Wisconsin? I'm from Wausau,
I
Wisconsin.
found out today.
on this show called Lunch Therapy. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So we got the Wisconsin contingency here. I was in a movie in Wisconsin. Does that count? I went to Wisconsin.
Yeah, where?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Do you remember
had
where
to
was
ask me that, didn't you? You had to ask me that. The movie is called Fort
Was it
McCoy.
Chippewa
God.
Falls.
Oh God, I have to reach deep into the recesses of my brain. I also went to Madison, Wisconsin. You know Madison, Wisconsin? That's kind of the liberal town, right? The college town.
Yep.
State capital.
Nice town.
We went there, in fact, for what was the event? There's a very well-known progressive person that has a big festival. They have a big festival there. Yeah.
Was
somebody
this
will
for
tell me.
Equal Means Equal?
Kamala was speaking there. Kamala was speaking there, right?
Yeah,
Bob
I remember
Fest.
that.
Thank you very much. There's Kamala. She spoke at it. It's called Bob Fest. I have a shirt. It was super fun. There were lots of super cool people there. We did some, very progressive things, like drank some, I don't know what, craft beers. We drank some craft beers.
And then had fried cheese, right?
We had fried cheese. We had fondue from Fond du Lac. Do they have good fondue in Fond du Lac? Is that a thing?
I don't think it has anything to do with it.
Oh,
It has a prison. There's a prison in Fond du Lac.
Oh my God. Wow. Did they make toilets there? Is Wisconsin a big toilet
Sheboygan.
making facility?
No, Sheboygan. They all have their little
Bless you.
things.
Howard, what's your experience with Sheboygan? What's your experience with the old Wisconsin?
Oh, I've been there many times. We've had family reunions there. There's a place called Wisconsin Dells that's kind of a touristy place where you take helicopter rides. And I just remember They don't have birds. They have mosquitoes the size of birds there.
Oh.
It's a terrible summer in Madison, Mad
It
City.
does have lots of mosquitoes, but they have ducks.
We have a little factoid down here. Thomas J. Crapper, the founder of the flush toilet. He actually invented the flush toilet. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's a real
And
thing?
isn't that sad that then his name became synonymous with shit? There was no
Terrible.
crap. Nobody said crap before Crapper came
Well,
along.
it's
It's just like one of those.
They just were
His
called
name
it
was
the Crapper.
but not by coincidence. It wasn't like his name was Crapper, but no, he existed as Crapper, which led to the word crap.
Do you
It's
think
like being,
Do you think he put his name on it? So when people went to the toilet, they were
sure
like,
he
I'm going to the
probably-
crapper. And they're like, oh, you must be going to take a crap. I mean, it's just logical, for God's sakes.
Well, it's all that. Like with the guy who discovered Asperger's name was Asperger's.
Yes.
Asperger's.
Right.
So
That's right. Well, what if he invented the toilet? That would be a weird name for the toilet,
Asperger's.
right?
Well, he
Asperger's.
might be obsessed with plumbing.
I'm going to go drop an Asperger. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Hey.
So here we go. Here we go. Matt Wright says habits and consistency beat inspiration every time. And I think that this is often true. What do you think, Howard? You agree?
I just want you to know,
Yeah.
this is a humble brag, but during the quarantine pandemic, blah, 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 every day from 9 a.m. to 11, I go in the garage, there's workout stuff, and I write comedy and I edit comedy, and that's the Beeple method every day. Do it every day.
I
Get
think the Beeple
more
might have
material.
gotten his method also from this guy. He's an author called Stephen Pressfield. You know Stephen Pressfield? You heard of him? He has a book called Do the Work, but I think the more famous book that he has is called The War of Art. You heard of that? Have you ever read that book?
Oh, yes. Of course.
That's a great book. And it's basically, break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. And that's what Beeple was doing, I think. Chuck is still talking about Wisconsin, I think. That's how I knew that he had a book about it. I get it for you guys. Oh, Uncle used to make outhouses. Oh, this is about the crapper. Let's see what Jack says. I heard he stole his name from Russian Ivan Shitsky.
Stop it.
Wait, Chuck's dad built outhouses in the 70s? Like people wanted an outhouse?
In the
For
70s?
rock festival.
Oh, for rock.
I was just like, I didn't think anybody, wanted an outhouse, but I guess at a rock festival you needed them.
Yeah.
And by the way, doing things every day, open mics, you could do an open mic every
Okay,
day.
so that's what I want to talk to you both about. We're all up and coming comedians. We haven't had our Netflix show yet. We haven't had our time on Johnny Carson. Of course, Johnny Carson's gone, but that type of thing. We have to develop material. Howard is writing. You're writing 2 hours a morning. Is that what you said? Every morning? 2 hours? 3 hours? Did you say you write all
I'm
day?
in there from 9 to 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm writing, I'm meditating, I'm praying for to see if lunch therapy is going to be on today and I can get a good Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah.
I work out, but it's kind of a my time that I use every day.
It's
If
really
I miss
important.
it, I feel like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it's really important to, I think, to have regularity. I think Thomas Crapper would tell you that. John Crapper would tell you that.
I was just going to say that.
Regularity
We're going
is
back to
super
Crapper.
important. Matt Wright says Austin Kleon is another great resource on this topic. Highly recommend Steal Like an Artist. Steal. Theft has now come into it. So I think he read this because actually, we'll get to it later, but this quote is attributed to Pressfield. He says, the most important thing about art is to work. Nothing else matters except sitting down every day and trying. I think that's pretty damn good.
And crying.
And crying. Yeah. Trying and crying.
Every day.
They go together. Div is here. All right. All the way from Washington. He says, Eau Claire,
No, that's
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Eau Claire. So that's where they have the eclairs. They eat the eclairs after they eat the fondue. Maybe they start in the morning with the Eau Claires. It's a very fancy French place, Wisconsin, I think, right? Fond du Lac.
It's not fancy. I
It's
wouldn't
not.
say that's not a word I would use to describe Wisconsin.
One thing that I noticed about Wisconsin is there's a lot of drinking going on in Wisconsin. There's like more
I went
bars
to a
there
wedding
than
there
anywhere.
once.
Yeah.
I went to I'm a writer, a journalist, and I reported on a crime. The dairy princess strangled the homecoming queen over the love of a local farm boy.
No way.
And I was invited to this wedding,
Yeah.
and the drinks that you had, it was for farmers. It was milk and beer. That was a choice of beverage, like pitchers of milk or pitchers of beer.
I thought you put them together like Coke and Pepsi. Milk and beer. Does
I
anybody
guess
drink
you
that?
could.
Somebody does. Somebody drinks that. Anybody in the chat room drink milk and beer? I think Jack does. Horror does. He said, I seen a picture of a 2-story outhouse. True story. I always wondered how that worked. There's no such thing as that.
Oh, yeah. That's very
I think
interesting.
somebody was making that up. Matt, Kamala just bought that book.
Oh.
Steal Like an Artist.
Like right
cool.
this moment, Cameron?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. Maybe a coincidence. Beer is oxygen in Wisconsin. Okay, so, all right. So, moving along here, I wanted to ask you about this. If any of it, I've been watching this show on Showtime about the Comedy Store. Has anybody been watching that? It might be old. It just it was presented to me by my television.
Yeah.
That's how it works now. My television just presents me things. Here you go, Joel. It's for you. So I started watching it, and it's incredible. Because I always heard the stories of, the Comedy Store, and I've been there. I used to go there when I was like in my 20s. I lived across the street, and I used to go to the potluck, and I put my name in, and then they put up a list, and because I lived nearby, I'd go back to my house and I'd wait, and then I'd come back, and sometimes like Jerry Seinfeld would come in, and we'd all be pissed. We'd be like, damn it, Jerry Seinfeld came and bumped me up on the lift, and he's going to talk for like an hour. Now I gotta. So anyway, and then you do your like couple of minutes or whatever. And it's just such an incredible culture. But then on that show, they've got all the comedians talking about their time there and how important it's been to everything. And have you seen it? You seen it? Is it good?
yes, I've watched it, but my brother and I have lived in LA at different times, and so I used to come and visit him from New York, and every time we drive by the Comedy Store, he'd tell me the same story about this guy who had jumped off the building next to it, trying to land in the Comedy Store parking lot, but hit the driveway next to it. And I just thought he knew the story. He knew the guy. I mean, I just found out recently. I was watching
He
that
knew
comedy.
the guy that committed suicide by jumping off the Hilton. Steve.
Yes, apparently they were friends, and that's
What's
like
his
my
name?
brother. He's like,
Steve. Oh,
Steve
my God.
Lubetkin.
Well, he
He
was
was,
at my-
Lubetkin.
thank you, Howard.
friends with Dennis Miller.
Yeah. So, did you say
But
Dennis
it's a
Miller?
horrible story.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, so yeah. I mean, apparently
Richard Lewis was his friend.
Richard Lewis. Yeah, Richard Lewis was right. And this was
Yes,
right
yes.
after the strike. Apparently, the strike at the Comedy
Right.
Store. So they had a big strike, and it was weird. And it's interesting too because in this show they talk about the strike, which is always very interesting to hear about, because everybody in the strike, most of the people in the strike were even torn about whether they should be striking or not, because they were saying, this.
Yeah, and the strike
Yeah.
was to get paid. It was to get paid, right?
Yeah.
It was that they would get it. And it's so funny because, we still don't get paid. I mean, a lot of us.
Yeah, well, I
Most
mean,
of us.
a lot of what people were saying is that the Comedy Store was a place where
Yeah,
people could go and just work out their material with a great audience. And, as they develop their material, then they go on and they do television shows and all these other things. I mean, that was the ideal situation. And so they were saying, well, we can't, we don't need to pay you for doing this because you're going to be paid in the end if you really stick to it. And so it was more like a free gym for comedians. And then other people will look at it, well, what if my thing is just doing this? I should be compensated because you're making millions. Apparently they were making a lot of money. And so they were like, well, you're just kind of making money off our back. People could go to a bar and just drink beer. So, but it is a tough one. It's a tough one for me to reconcile too. Yeah, Howard.
I apologize. There's a slight delay, and I don't want to interrupt. So
No, go ahead. I like
have
that. I like that.
wait.
Maybe this is a new thing we'll institute on the show. I like it.
There was also a Comedy Store Westwood, and
Yes.
I'm 60, so I remember going there in the late 70s, early 80s for open mic as well. And my high school classmate and I were doing an open mic, and we were there at the same night, but we weren't that good of friends, but we were there. His name's Brad Gerstenfeld, which is Brad Garrett, the tall brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
I remember pulling up at the Westwood open mic, whatever it was, and as I got out of my car to go there, I saw he was coming out and he was being mobbed as if he had done some immaculate, wonderful set. And I thought, uh-oh, they love some Brad Gerstenfeld. And then, of course, his career went right to Star Search, and he opened up for Frank Sinatra in Vegas and blah, blah, blah. And here I am.
Here you are, Howard Aronin, just getting started, man. Just getting started. You know what?
I'm just
Hold me
getting
back.
started
I'm
now.
just getting started. You know, it's like the what Adam said to Eve when he got his first erection. Stand back. I don't know how big this thing gets. So that's where you are right now. Stand
Let me
back,
take
everybody.
that,
We don't know how big this thing gets. All right. So after that, we're now going to go into our contest. Ready for the contest? Are you nervous? We're going to do a contest. Somebody's going to win.
I'm a little
somebody's gonna
nervous.
lose.
I'm nervous.
Are you nervous? Okay.
I'm
I'm going to calm you down a little bit. Oh, wait. Howard's got something to say.
May I also say, I'm making my television debut this week.
Oh, my God.
on
You are?
America Says. It's a game show. It's not America's Got Talent. It's America Says. It's a game show on Thursday.
I love
Tune
that.
in.
America Says. When is it?
Thursday.
Tuesday? Thursday?
What's the date?
Today's Tuesday.
Thursday,
Thursday.
4 p.m. Game Show Network.
Okay.
I
like it.
It's like Family Feud. It's called America Says with my John Michael Higgins is the host, and we are the flight crew. We're flight attendants. There's
That's
4 of us.
awesome.
And,
Oh, great.
It's
And
going to be television history will be made.
I can't wait.
What channel? What channel?
Game Show Network.
What's a
Game Show
channel?
Network.
What's a channel? What's
It's
app?
Not.
What app is
streamed.
it on?
Yeah.
Okay, Game Show Network. All right. Maybe somebody can
Thursday.
give us a link maybe somebody could put a link in the chat. That would be cool. And I'll try and put it in the show notes. To relax you all, I've got this beautiful polar bear
Whoa.
from the Oregon Zoo, my favorite zoo, except for the Seattle
Do you
Zoo.
know why something so big, like if I swim, how does something so big swim like that? And he's not trying, or he or she's not trying very hard.
No, I mean
Look at that.
they're built for it. They're built to swim. They must have these big webbed paws. That's a little factoid that's not true, is that polar bears have webbed paws. Who knows? Maybe they do. I don't think so, though. It's incredible, though. Look at him! Look at him go! Love that.
And they look so cute, and they will eat you.
They will eat you, so look out for that. That's part of the allure, I think. And then they have the black bears there that take the bath. I won't show you this time because I have to get to this guy. Hold on.
Hi.
This guy. So see this guy?
Yeah.
You hear this? He's singing. Yeah. Lion King.
Simba, whoa, whoa.
I love this. Okay, he said that he didn't know that the donkey would start braying like that, but I wanted to show you that. That was a request from one of our chat people. That was too funny. Polar bears are 90% air. Yes. Oh, I see a finger. I'll go with Gini.
Yes. I was just gonna say I had a duck, a pet duck.
Yeah.
And I could get her to do that. Like if I started going, wah, wah, she would start going, wah, 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 wah. You know, we do it together. So I enjoyed that clip very much.
Pamela requested that.
Wah.
She said, I got to show that.
Oh,
so.
Pamela.
Yeah, super fun. All right, so now I think
Good
we're
one,
thoroughly...
Pamela.
Oh, wait, Howard, you had something to say.
No, I was pointing to Gini so you would recognize her.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to point when you're on TV. That's what I've learned from a year and a half of being on national television, international television. I've learned that it's hard to point. It's hard to know which is which. All right, contest time. Without further ado, somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. I know. Everybody's commenting on the ducks. He's got lunch therapy. He already has a lunch therapy shirt. All right, we got to show the Obama dog. Okay, here we go. All right. So I've got the chat room on speed dial up here in the left-hand corner. I've got Jenny up in the right-hand corner. I've got Howie down there, and I've got a scoreboard. And this is, I don't know how this is going to work, but it's very advanced. I think I should be on the Game Show Network with this show.
Yes.
With Howard. Maybe not Thursday, but maybe someday we can get some programming on the Game Show Network, because now I've got the hookup. All right, everybody. So here we go. Are you ready? Okay, so if the chat room gets it first, they get, I don't know where the point goes. I didn't plan this very well. But the chat room can try to get the answer first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you pieces. Chuck's going to win for sure.
Yeah.
He's good.
I'm going to show you pieces of movie posters. And then you have to guess what the movie is. And they're very, very easy. So if you get any of them wrong, you can feel stupid. Okay. Yeah, just yell it out. Just yell it out. All right, here we go. Here's the first one. There you go.
Oh.
Chuck says he's gonna sit it out.
Nicolas Cage with the is it a Nicolas Cage movie?
The skull burning skull thing where his skull's always the skull. What's it?
I'm gonna try and mime it.
Oh, I see the tennis shoe. It could be Michael J. Fox.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's a good guess.
Back to the Future. Oh,
Ginny got it.
Where do you see a tennis shoe?
Back to the Future.
But he got it.
No, he
got
said
it.
Michael J. Fox. He gave you a clue, and you got it, Ginny. You got it. This is all you.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I'll accept it. Sorry,
Nice.
Howie.
I'm here to help.
All right, that was nice. Yeah. Next one.
Oh, I know that.
Ooh. Oh yes.
Jack Does said V for Vendetta, which I find quite interesting. The Mask. Okay, anybody? Did you say it yet?
Alien.
Alien. Nice. Howie's got
Is that
one.
eight? Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Good.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm on a delay.
Maybe I could do this thing.
Yeah, I'm on a delay too.
I'm on a date. I'm on a date with Destiny. All right, so next one. I'm trying to do like too many things. Let's face it. All right, let's see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the Alien poster. Yeah, there it is. Good one.
Oh, it's an egg. Oh, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, nice. That was quick, Jenny. Oh, not Howie. Oh no, I blew the whole thing. Okay, there we go. All right, Silence of the Lambs. Yes.
There's also a Richard Gere movie with a butterfly in it too. The butterfly effect.
Yes, the butterfly effect. It would probably be a different butterfly, maybe not one with a skull in it. See, it's got like a skull.
Yeah.
Silence. Kamala got it.
Do you
Silence.
remember the significance of the butterfly?
Oh, do you remember?
Oh,
Wait, let's
don't.
go back. You don't? Okay,
it's a moth, I think, right?
You're the murder expert,
It's a-
Ginny. You got to tell us about
I know, but I can't remember what it obviously has something to do with her. You know,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
What is that?
What that looks like a skeleton dog.
Clarice. It's a very looks like Guignel got it.
What was it? Empire?
He said Empire.
Yeah, maybe that's
Strikes
not enough.
back.
Oh,
Empire
wow.
Strikes Back. I think he's saying
Well,
Empire.
where is it in that picture? Where is it in
It
that?
is.
I don't-
He's
I have
riding
bad
the.
eyesight.
He's riding the. What do they
Oh,
call
I
it?
see it. Good one. Good
That
one.
was a
Or
good
something.
one.
I don't know what they're called. If anybody can tell me what they're called, I will give you
A
applause.
kangaroo.
Remember, he cuts the thing
Guignels.
open and he like
They're called
sleeps in
Guignels.
there. It's horrible. How about that one?
The Exorcist.
Yes, the scariest movie ever.
Was it?
Oop.
Oh God! I
This
thought
doesn't
I thought the silhouette of the gate was a woman with a hat, like a Victorian woman with a hat, and it was her silhouette from the back. So no, well, never mind. I thought it was My Fair Lady.
That's called overthinking
Opposite.
it, Ginny.
It's the opposite of My Fair Lady in every way.
This was the scariest movie ever made besides Jaws, I think. Don't you think?
Yes.
Jaws was the scariest because it
Yeah,
had the most impact.
And the weirdest, and the most. I mean, they do stuff now, but at the time, what they put the child through and what they showed happening to a child was very intense. As was Jaws. I
Criminal.
never saw a kid die in movies before I saw Jaws.
Yeah. And then, if you look on YouTube, which I don't recommend, they have the scenes they cut, and they were more gruesome, like where the kids get chomped by the shark. Independence Day, Jetsons, Burnt Offerings. How about this one? Chat room. Get this one. Chat.
Amadeus.
Oh.
Amadeus.
I don't know. Ginny? Did Ginny get that one first? I heard Ginny first. What do you think, Howard? You got a delay.
I love her. I love her.
All right. Ginny's going to get that one.
Whatever she wants.
He's a
I don't know why
gentleman. He's a gentleman.
this thing doesn't work very well. It only wants me to give Howie a point. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's 3-2. John Carpenter's The Thing is the scariest. Hummingbirds. It's so weird, Jack. You're like psychic. Jack is psychic. We have somebody in the chat room who's psychic. How about this one?
It's Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange.
You nailed it.
Oh,
Ginny.
beautiful.
Ginny, who can I turn to?
8675309.
Is it
That is a
Ginny?
movie I could only watch once. I found that I was pretty young when I
Clockwork
saw it, and it's such a classic, and I probably should see it again, but it was too intense for me as a
If you
young
watch
woman.
it now, you'll just be appalled. And I mean, it's so beautifully done. Even just the slogan, I cut the slogan out of this. It's at the top. I just didn't want to put it on there because it was too
What is
too
it?
horrible.
What is it?
It's something about
is it?
rape and Beethoven. I don't know the exact slogan. Maybe
Well,
somebody
that's
can
the
look it
thing.
up.
And it's supposed to be funny too, but like when they were raping the woman with the old man and then
horrifying.
taking the big
Horrifying.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Even actors doing stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. Okay. Now,
Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
Where
You
he's
got
a
it.
traveler.
Philadelphia?
what'd
Oh,
you
it
say?
could be Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
Oh, Howie got it. Ding, 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 ding. All right.
I am looking at the wrong
Hey,
direction with
that's
that
the
airplane
one.
movie.
What's what? That's what? It's now 4-3. This is pretty serious. This is
Ooh,
pretty
I'm
serious.
scared.
I knew this was going to be a really close challenge. I knew it would be. All right. So are you ready for the next one? I am going to
I guess.
go.
I-
Okay. This,
Airplane?
I think Howard got
Airplane.
that one. Howard got that one first.
I have
life.
a delay on my mic. I have a
Ah.
delay on my mic.
Oh, no.
Me too.
But you know what? People watching this who are under the age of 50
Yeah,
must really think that this is for old people. There's nothing on
I
here
guess
that
so. Oh, yeah?
anybody 20 years old would know.
Oh, there will be. Oh, this is one that Jack got. Jack Franklin got earlier. That's a little clue for you.
Oh, you already said it, huh?
Yeah, you already said
that's
it.
not going to help me now.
You said it for something else. Weirdly enough.
I know. I remember, and you said he was on the. You said he was foreseeing the future.
Yeah, he did it twice, in fact.
Jack Jack, you win. You just
The
win this.
thing.
The Thing. Yes, Howard. Yeah. Nice.
Is that the original
Thank
or
you,
is that
Jack.
a remake?
That's the original? No, maybe there's one before it. This is the John
Kurt
Carpenter.
Russell.
The Thing.
Because wasn't the Thing in the original like a blobby thing, or is
There's
that the Blob?
There's the Blob, but
But
maybe
the Thing
there's
was
the
different.
original Thing. You know who would know is Jack Franklin. He would know. Jack does horror. If he's still around, he should tell us. Originally, here it is, 1953, it says.
So is that the original poster from 1953?
No, this is the John Carpenter one.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jack, what was the Thing in the 1953 version?
He's going to tell us. Oh, yeah, what was it? Was it like a monster, weird? I remember it was under the floorboards, and it was just scary as hell, the Thing. All right, we'll move on. Hopefully Jack will make a video about it, because he has his own channel.
Graduate.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to give that
yelling
to
at
both of you, I think, because that was...
I
Jack says
definitely have a delay on this mic.
Alien was like a vegetable.
Oh yeah, it wasn't
Mrs.
that
Robinson.
scary. I remember it.
I think you're
No, it
trying
wasn't
to seduce
scary.
me.
Oh, no. Oh, Howard had a quote. I'm going to give it to both of you because that was too close to call, as they say. It's 5-6.
I gotta put my mic closer.
The Thing was an eviction notice. Haha. Okay, we got to move along because we still got to get back to Beeple. This is a bonus round, movie symbols. Yeah,
Ghostbusters,
Ghostbusters.
God,
Ghostbusters.
I don't know. Ginny seemed to get it first.
You can't hear me.
I think you got
You
it first.
can't hear me. Did you hear me
Whoops.
say it like 7 times?
Yeah, you did. Whoops. It's 6-6.
I
I'm
said
going
it
with
once,
6-6.
the booming baritone voice.
Yeah.
I gotta get the lower voice.
Diaz and Vendetta.
Howie got it.
Oh, I wouldn't have gotten that.
That's the other one that Jack got early on.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you, Jack. Okay. Now here's, yeah, there's that. Okay, this is the one for the modern crowd, the youth, the youngsters out there.
It's not a Fellini remake, is it?
You see, it is for old people, this thing, because we do not know.
Is it a Fellini? Is it
No,
Fellini?
yeah, it's the sequel to Fellini's 9.5, 8.5.
No, 9.5 weeks. No,
Yeah,
8.5. Right.
8.5.
I have no
This is the sequel.
clue.
9 3/4. I wonder. Come on, anybody? It's up for grabs. For the win. Let's see if anybody knows. Oh, we got it. Sue Pascal Sweeney.
Oh,
What is it?
Mickey Rourke.
Harry Potter.
No, Harry Potter.
Oh,
Where is
gee.
that in there?
It's the
Where's that in the?
it's the platform where the train departs, and it's a secret
Oh,
hidden
yes.
platform.
Oh yeah,
That's why
very
it's 9
good.
3/4.
But is it on the
Good.
poster?
It's not on the poster. These are symbols. This is the bonus round. Symbols.
Oh,
from
I'm
the-
sorry. You said that. You said that.
Come on, Howard.
This is the
focus.
final one. This is it.
Fatal Attraction.
Oh my
Fatal
God,
Attraction.
Jenny, you got
Not a
it.
rabbit.
You got a tie.
You got a tie.
Oh.
It happens all the time on this show. That's the end. That's the end. No tiebreakers. No nothing. Well,
Oh, good.
that's
It's a
great. I mean, I couldn't.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, that way Howard and I can be very happy for each other.
Right, you're not going to fight with each other until Friday night.
No comedy roast.
All right, so we got to get back to the Beeple thing really quick here.
That was
because I
so
gotta-
fun, by the way. Thank
That
you
was
so
fun.
much.
That was, yes, of course. Yay! Thanks for participating in this.
A lot of work went into that.
Oh yeah, a lot of thinking, a lot of precise calculations, blood curdling. Blood curdling is what Chuck says. It was kind of blood curdling. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to finish the Beeple story, and I want to hear what y'all think about it because it's pretty insane. It's insane.
Thank
All right,
you,
so-
Pamela.
Okay, my friends. So this is what happened. So Beeple made more things like videos and such. I'm going to show you one of them here. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, you're not going to believe this stuff. So He made some videos. And they started to get really bizarre. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff out there. Here's another one. Seems to like to take ugly animals and make them kill things. And then the art was put on the wall in all his different pieces of art for 5,000 days. Was put on the wall.
Where?
Toronto.
In the New York Gallery or North
Toronto. And then this one, this is a 10-second video. It's on YouTube. This 10-second video was, okay, so do you all know what non-fungible tokens are? Non-fungible tokens. It's the stupidest name. First of all, why would you call anything a non-fungible token? Why not just call it what it is instead of saying it's non-something? Is there anything else like that in the world where they say this is
What is?
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
What is fungible?
Fungible means
fungible?
Fungible means it's interchangeable. They're all the same.
Okay.
So if it's non-fungible, they're all different. So I don't know why they don't just call them all different tokens. And they're actually what I'm going to explain this as simply as possible. Cryptocurrency, blockchain, cryptocurrency. They've got all these different currencies out there that are based on this very confusing thing that takes up a lot of power, and you can mine them, and it's just crazy. And people are making tons of money on them, right? And so all those coins that are out there are virtual. They're virtual, but they have a signature. I need glasses like that. They all have a signature on them that make them unique, but they're not unique in the way they don't look like anything. Well, somewhere along the line, somebody decided, hey, these could not be just all the same tokens. Each one of them could be a work of art, have something embedded in it, a work of art embedded in it, right? And so
that's cool.
Yeah. So what they decided to do was they took digital art and they embedded them in these tokens, and they're called non-fungible tokens because they're all different. And people trade them and share them, and it's like a collectible thing. So like, let's say you could take all the episodes.
Like a Pokemon card or a baseball card.
Yeah, and so some of them are digital pictures. Some of them are videos. Some of them are, I don't know, anything digital. I don't know what else there is, pictures and videos. Right?
But they have monetary value, you said?
So they have monetary value. This is the dance break, yeah, where I'd explain non-fungible tokens. I didn't really want to explain it too much because it's so confusing to me. But anyway, so they've got, imagine these virtual things that are just out there. And so somebody started telling old Beeple, they said to Beeple, like, oh, now I've just lost both of you. They said, I don't know why that happened. But they said to Beeple, they said, you should do this with your artwork because you have 5,000 of them. You should just, each one of them, you should make a non-fungible token. And so he actually made a non-fungible token of that video that I just showed with Trump in the park and the people walking by. It's called Crossroad.
Oh, that's who it is. I was wondering because they had the blonde hair.
There's a little Twitter bird that lands on him, and it's just, it's a little piece of political satire, humor. So what he did is he put that up there, and it sold on the non-fungible token website, which is like eBay. It sold for $66,666. And it's not even people. And it's just, it's on YouTube. It's not really, it's just that person owns that non-fungible token that is associated with that piece of art. Yeah, great, isn't it?
But you're saying that the person who owns that, because it's on YouTube, does he own something physical?
No, they just own that non-fungible token that is associated with that video. I don't understand it. It's the weirdest thing. It seems like it doesn't make sense, right?
The Emperor's New Clothes.
Howard, what do you have to say about that?
One of the videos I saw on YouTube is him with his family in their mansion, and they just had all of his stuff auctioned by Christie's, and he made $69 million. I thought, are you going to speak about that?
You're right. That's the end of the story, Howard. That's the end of the story. So, So what happened
Sorry,
was,
I spoiled it then.
it's okay. So this is just, we're talking last year in November, he sold Crossroads for $66,000, $666. And then in December, somebody else sold that for sold that for, $6.6 million.
Oh,
He sold that. No, but there's more. And then, so he said, they said, why don't you sell all your 5,000 pictures, right, that you made over all the days? And so he sold those, but he only sold them for $1,000 each. But then it was all auctioned around, and he ended up making $3.5 million in one day. This is Beeple. But like Howard says, Christie's decided to sell the image of all of them, all 5,000, every day, as they're called, in one digital picture, one giant digital picture. It's a 5,000 image montage, and they auctioned it off. And so, so what you saw was him with his family sitting there watching the Christie's auction going, I wonder if this is going to make $1 million. It could make $1 million. But like you say, it made $69 million. He made $69 million, nearly $70 million.
You know what's so great about that story is he didn't do it for money. He did it for creativity and love. It's just, I mean, if anybody deserves it, I mean, you can't be jealous. The guy put in the work, 13 years. I mean, it's a wonderful story. And you just found this by looking at LinkedIn?
Well, I found it originally when I was looking at him, and he was just talking about how he's decided to do this. And I thought, well, that's a really good idea to do something every day, really work hard on it and do it. And, but, and not be attached to outcome, as they say, and that's what he was doing. He literally was saying that. He said, I don't care, I'm just doing it, and I get better. I'm trying to get better. That's all I'm trying to do. And then this weird thing called non-fungible tokens came along, and he didn't know anything about it. It's not like he was into it or anything. People just said, like in October, during the lockdown in 2020, somebody said, you should put some of these things up. It's that recent. Yeah. And so he put those things up, and now he's, got over $73 million at least from this.
Well, half that probably.
Well, Christie's takes, I don't know.
And taxes.
Oh, yeah, maybe taxes. Oh, God, he's broke out there in Fond du Lac.
Now
Poor guy. We should start funding his Patreon or whatever. Let's take a look at just a couple of his things, and then we'll go to the dance break. This is just a story of persistence to inspire all.
Yeah, what a great guy. All
right, so here's some of his stuff. I mean, this is a little music thing that he did, and he just put together music and did this digital video. Some of this stuff is wild. So he wanted to see if he could time the images to the music and have something happen every time there was a beat. And then he also made some really cool movies. I'll show you another one. It's a movie he made. Uh-oh. Where are y'all?
Where'd Howard go?
You guys are invisible. Y'all are invisible.
For the past few months now, the nation's top military, intelligence, and law enforcement officials have been warning Congress and the country about a coming cyber attack.
Another weapon added to the arsenal in cyber warfare.
We have entered into a new phase of conflict in which we use a cyber weapon to create physical destruction.
A battle is waging across the internet.
140 cyber attacks on U.S. companies.
30 million lines of code written.
Anyway, a little bit more relaxing out here. I keep losing Howard's green screen. And now I've given Gini one.
Don't look. Oh.
Yeah, don't look at screen. So, all right. So just in conclusion of this little journey that we've been on is who bought it? Who bought the $64 million Beeple?
A museum?
Yeah, you'd think it would be a museum or whatever. No, it is this guy. His name is Metacoven. Yeah, He's called Metacoven. And it turns out he bought a lot of the original ones too. When they had that day where Beeple made $3 million, he bought a bunch of them under different wallets, they call them. So this is a guy, he calls himself Metacoven. His full name is Vignesh Sundaresan. Vignesh.
Is he a prince?
Sundaresan. No, this is a guy who back in 2013, when Beeple was sitting there drawing, this guy said, hey, I realized that in technology, people make a lot of money when things are born in technology, right? When things just start to happen, that's where people, and he studied a lot of great people. A lot of very wealthy people like Rockefeller and people like that. And he said, when the new technology comes out, if you're there right at the beginning and you really get into it, you can make incredible amounts of money. So he was like, well, I missed the internet when it was born, but now there's this cryptocurrency going on and Bitcoin. And he started to get really into Ethereum and all these different things and started making tons of money doing this thing. And so when the NFTs came around, he said that he just thought it was a great thing and also a great way to support artists. And so he said he would have even bid even more on this thing because he said it was probably, it was going to be a seminal moment when this thing sold, these 5,000 pictures. And so he bought it. God knows if he's going to make his money back. He doesn't know. He could be like a billionaire in the Ethereum world. So maybe, $64 million, it's still a lot.
He looks very quite happy.
Young.
Yeah, he's on the internet. There's a lot of interviews with him, and he's super easygoing guy, super fun person. He's got a friend who advises him and stuff. And, he seems like
I want to meet that friend.
Soul. Yeah. Well, anybody who interviews him, they're like, what do I do now to make a whole bunch of money? This is a great story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love Indians too.
Yeah.
And artists.
And then Chuck Goldsmith's going to sell some NFTs. I also made an NFT a while back. Matt Wright was telling me about these. And so I made one. I have one. I haven't auctioned it or anything, but it's the first NFT joke. So, someday when Lunch Therapy is like huge, this thing will sell for $69 million, I'm sure.
So you have one of these things.
Yeah, I'm going to show it to you.
They're intangible.
This is my NFT. I've got to take the picture of our friend off there, Metacoven. Yeah, this is my non-fungible token. I tell a joke. I'm just against a blue background, similar to what I'm doing right here. It's just a short little joke, and it's for sale. I auctioned it, but I think people have to know about it. But it's there forever, and it's linked to this joke, is linked to a non-fungible token and can never be changed, apparently. And
that's
there
brilliant.
It is, the first NFT joke. If anybody wants to bid on it, let me know. But it wasn't easy to do, I'll tell you. That's the thing, is this stuff is so damn confusing.
You mean it wasn't easy to do because of actually making it, or to get on the...
No, well, I wanted to write a joke, and I'm not like I don't just write jokes, but I was like, let's write a joke. And I talked to Todd Lee, who's, in the chat room, and talked to Matt Wright, and I was throwing around some things, and I have this, it's just a goofy joke about going to the doctor. And then I was like, but the thing that was hard was to try and get it on the blockchain or whatever. And so you have to get a wallet, like this virtual wallet, and then you have to you have to get something called gas, which is it's too hard to go into right now, but basically all these computers are out there validating this transaction, saying this is a real non-fungible token. And in order to do that, it takes a lot of computer power. And so you have to pay for that computer power. It's something they call gas. And the gas prices fluctuate.
You had to pay for it?
Yeah, I did. So anyway, so there you go. I'm ahead of the curve.
Yes,
I have the first
I'm very
NFT
impressed.
joke. There it is. All right, so thank you. So now I think it's time to look at one thing here, a tarsier. I don't know what that is. Maybe you all know what that is. I don't know. But we're going to have to talk about that in a future show. It's called a tarsier. I know.
Where does it live? Madagascar?
I know nothing about these. At some point, we're going to have to find out what they are. He is so fungible. He's about the most fungible animal I've ever seen. This is a totally fungible animal. All right. Okay. We didn't get to see the elephant and the guy playing the piano for the elephant, but you do what you can. That'll be for another show. And now we're going to go listen to Mike Dawes. There's going to be very little dancing because it's not super danceable, but it's a fantastic rendition of Van Halen's Jump. If you're in LA, go to Comedy Chateau on Friday. Link in the show notes to buy tickets. Mike Dawes. He's got a YouTube channel. Check it out. Watch it. Love it. Gotta get the green screen for Helen. Leaving him in the green screen lurch.
Look at those fingers.
I like the way he hits the guitar too, in a very kind, loving way. Got a lot of pedals too. He even has the Van Halen look to his guitar.
Hair.
And the hair. It gets crazy here. He does this incredible solo. Him hitting the guitar when that percussive. All right, see you later, Jack. Does horror. He's a bagpipe. Who does? The Beeple 5,000 days of artwork, just for fun to show you there at the end. Wow. Checking the show notes for the show at the Comedy Chateau this Friday, featuring Howard and Gini. They need to get a new agent because they're not on the poster. Not a new commercial agent, though, because Howie and I have the same commercial agent. Shout out to Adam Leadline. Woo! All right, see y'all later. This has been Lunch Therapy over and out.
Bye, Howie. Bye, Joel.